I'm doing a session for a client, so I'm going to be sharing psychic wisdom and energy healing. If any of you are interested in exploring a session with me, please come visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. All right, so thank you so much for the opportunity to connect with you today. I'm going to read your goals out loud here and get started. Okay, so you say, I would love clearing for my third eye. Thank you, Abbey. I would love clearing for my third eye. Okay. This sounds actually pretty exciting. Vibrationally, I feel very excited right now. So maybe your third eye is a really happening place, or maybe it's in a process of transforming and opening up even more and making it a more exciting experience for you. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna go ahead and relax and get tuned in. Thank you again, and thank you for sharing with others. Can't wait to see what we discover here. All right. Third eye clearing. So, I am looking at a reflection, and it's a black mirror, and there's a strange man that is in the reflection looking back. And it's not just an oval-shaped mirror or something. I mean, it's a long rectangular-shaped mirror, and it's skinny. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4. They're like connected to each other, but then separated as well. He's asking, we're one, okay? So he's asking me, which is he's asking you to move forward and to move into this black mirror where he is. So we're going to do that. My guides are saying, not so fast. Okay. My guides say, ask him to come into our space here. Ask him to come into our space. He says that he is trapped. So I ask you what you would like to do. And I see you withdrawn, and you're sitting cross-legged on the floor. And it is a withdrawn sensation, although you're also busy. You have a massive marker. It's a black marker in your hand and a white piece of paper, and it's got the lines on it. It's like college rule piece of paper. And you're using the black marker to write. And you're writing as though it's like thin, like a pencil. And you're really busy writing. But what's also interesting is you're really busy writing, but nothing is appearing on the page exactly. It writes really thin, but it's all like it's disappearing. And so it's like you're not writing anything at all. And it's not a magic marker, although it is. It's not like we could see it under a black light. At least that's not what I'm picking up on just yet. You're still focused. You're kind of telling me just to wait. I need to finish this. And vibrationally, there's something echoing to me that this is more of a distraction with your time, that really you just need to face this and stop avoiding. It seems like this is the right idea to prepare for the next step, but all it's doing is just delaying and then taking up more of your time, putting your energy into something in the form of avoidance. It seems productive, but really it's avoiding. It's withdrawing from facing something, okay, in your own reflective mirror. You are still like, no. And I say, yeah, I'm totally onto something here with this. And I echo to you what it feels like. And you're getting a little bit more scrambled, a little bit more uncomfortable, kind of like you're about to shout and kind of like react and say, please don't tell me this. Please just, it's like you can't cope with hearing my opinion, and you don't want to stop, and you don't want to face what this is. And this has to do with the third eye clearing that you're wanting, okay? So this is all about opening your third eye, clearing your third eye. It's something to do with avoidance, okay? I say I can't do it for you. I say, why don't you just take a break, please, and just hold my hand and let's go face this together. And I guarantee you'll be able to go back and work on this project of yours and know that that is done. Now that that is done, you'll be more complete within yourself. Has to do with family. It has to do with letdowns. And it seems like a grandfather energy here. He also emanates looking like Socrates, okay? He's a great mind. He has a great mind. Why do you keep avoiding him? It's like he's trying to talk to you and you are too busy. And I can tell, I mean, it's as obvious as Thanksgiving turkey. Like I can smell it, you know, I can tell that what is between you and this interaction is unresolved hurt that you've experienced with family, okay? And it's almost impossible, really, for you to just stop and just go and let him in. Let him in. And is he trapped because you won't open the door? Maybe he needs a little bit more of your support and assistance. I do not feel that this is an evil spirit by any means. I mean, literally, so there's a genuineness, there's a family energy, there's an ancestry type energy, there's a meaningful conversation. I know we're looking at a black mirror, which kind of feels a little bit concerning, but it's not. You do say, okay, but I need help. I do need help with this. And you're really, you carry unresolved shame. And I reach my hand out for yours and you hide behind me as I guide you closer to where this man is standing. And you feel threatened, okay? And you feel angry, and there's all these screaming voices inside. And it's like the words you were never able to speak outside your body, that it's like anything, you know. Let's say you have a fresh batch of strawberries. If you don't eat those strawberries, they're going to rot, right? So let's say you have this fresh batch of feelings. If you don't express those feelings, they're going to rot, okay, inside yourself. And that's when they turn into those feelings of resistance and avoidance and shame, that we don't really define it as shame. And then we create all these other things to do other than face that. And it hurts. It's like really hurts. If we were to actually get into the nitty gritty of this energy, it's really full of hurt, okay? Your third eye clearing is wanting you to look at this, okay? Wanting you to look at this, to look at yourself in the mirror, which is a reflection of family, because you are a part of your family. They're a part of you. Literally, it's a bloodline thing. Like, you're a part of each other's bodies. It's pretty crazy when you think about it. But your soulmates as well. Like, whether you like those people or not, your soulmates, okay? We're all working on stuff here. Still really hard the closer we get, the more I can't hardly breathe. I mean, this is supposed to be a grandfather energy. You're so angry. You feel when you needed support, support was not there. Like when you needed it really badly, when you really needed somebody, when family should have been there, nobody was there. And you're angry about this because that's not how you would do it. That's what this feels like, because you emanate like, I wouldn't do that. Gosh, I can feel this. And what's interesting is something of this grandfather energy, it doesn't feel like he wasn't there for you, but somehow his reflection kind of opens up a mirror of many memories or people that weren't there for you. And somehow when he comes towards your energy and wants to communicate with you, you translate him into family that wasn't there for you. I don't feel like he necessarily wasn't there for you. You know what's nice is you're actually relaxing, you're breathing. You still want to go back to what you were doing with the magic marker, right? But you're allowing yourself to face this without letting the anxiety get in the way. That's better. It's a lot better. It's like a still pond. I feel like this grandfather energy has much to show you, and it's not necessarily about practical everyday life. It seems like beautiful words, beautiful ideas. And he really emanates that he doesn't want to participate in conversations that are based on stressful things. He wants to talk to you about what makes you feel happy. And you're starting to cry. And you're still defensive. You're defensive. Yeah, it's not easy to dissolve this because it has to do with your heart as well, okay? So it's your third eye's having you to look at this unresolved energy in your heart, which is only going to open up a very special interaction in your third eye with your heart, with all of your senses. That is a psychic communication with a grandfather energy. It's really beautiful. You are naked, you're skinny. It's like you're overly skinny, and what that represents is malnourished emotionally, okay? Emotionally malnourished. And it's embarrassing. That's what you express. And in a way, when family wasn't there for you, it taught you that only you could ever be there for yourself. That you are the only person you could ever count on. And so there's a bitterness here. Again, we're so close. But the next layer of this is you became an independent, self-reliant person. And that was because family wasn't there for you when you needed family. And that was painful. So you developed a strength from enduring a pain. And that created a bitterness that is unresolved. it's terrible tasting. It's like food made perfect, but it's over salted, or it's over spiced, or it's just like it's trash. It's like, wow, this could have been great, but you messed up on the spices or something, because it's overwhelming. It's not edible. So that's what this is like. Just talking about it's helping to neutralize that bitterness. For some reason, talking about food is somehow a good tool for neutralizing these emotions. Okay, you're going to open the door now. It's a really heavy wooden door. And you're, again, very angry. And this grandfather energy is very patient. You're opening the door and you're saying, I hate you. You don't deserve my time. You don't. But again, this is overly extending an event that was never healed, that caused you to grow up to be self-sufficient. I mean, that's what this is like for me. But there's still unresolved emotion there. So this is just venting out as a defensiveness again. By attacking, you're putting the wall up there while you're opening the door and saying you can come in, but you can come into this wall, okay? Because you're still trying to protect yourself from being hurt. Don't you think it's this grandfather energy that isn't going to hurt you? And that it's like only this energy that isn't going to hurt you would be the perfect one to try to help you work through this. Okay, so he's definitely in your space, and this is where all the screaming that, you know, the voice that got rotten is shouting in every direction, is echoing throughout this whole space, and you're venting so much anger, and you're venting it out into his face, and it's slicing, it's like cutting into his skin. And then you're all over. I mean, you're here, you're there, you're projecting yourself into every angle you could possibly project in. You're running away and hiding while you're in plain sight, and there's echoes in every direction. And you're just screaming. I tell this grandfather energy, I say, I don't know how to relax you yet. Again, he reminds me that he's patient. I don't have to. I say, why was the mirror black? Because you wanted it to be. You wanted to black him out, his image out, so you'd have an excuse to not see it. It's actually a psychic communication that's trying to help you heal from something big in your life, okay? Very sensitive. Yeah, okay, just this interaction is already starting to relax you. And you cry, you say something like, if I were to ask you for help, it's like, if I were to ask you for help and you didn't help me, or your idea of helping me isn't the type of help I need, it's like, then I don't want anything from you. I don't call you family. I don't want anything from you. That's what you're saying, okay? Because you're afraid of asking for help and repeating the hurt. Therefore, you won't ask for help. And you tell me, like, it's pretty wise observation. It's like, we all have an idea of what we need that would help us in our time of need, right? And what we receive might not be reflective of what we needed what we really needed, what we were really seeking or asking for. And there could be then a disappointment, a loss in faith, and opening up to receiving something that isn't ever going to really be there on the level that you need it anyway. And it's kind of like you decided that there is no such thing as an exchange between human beings that are there to help each other that will ever really help one or the other. That the only help that would ever be effective is the help you give to yourself. And because you're so solidly stanced on that statement, now what is the point of ever asking for help? So I literally tell you, let's just X out the word help, and just, why don't we just have this like a friendship sharing scenario? It doesn't have to be about help. Why not just let it be about an exchange, an interaction? How are you today? It doesn't have to be threatening either. It's just a baby step, okay? In order to explore this in a new way, through a new angle, you know? Because if there's one thing I've learned, you could feel really solid about a perspective, and then you're going to go through the next twilight zone over the next 10 years or 20 years, and then it's going to show you a different side of things. And then you're going to start to realize that there's so much that you haven't been through in order to see that that statement is true, but it also isn't true through another lens of reality. And so you have to remain open to literally every possibility, okay, as being real for you. And even the possibilities of help that would actually genuinely help you on the level that your heart would be asking for it, that could be there for you. Like, you have to open the door to that possibility. It feels like you need to feel loved, like deeply, like a heart to heart, like somebody who could look into your eyes and see into your soul and actually talk to you on that level. So it's like, it's almost like you would be able to do that for others, but others may not be able to do that for you. So there is an empty void there that could also be part of this emotional state. I will say, I want to just call this grandpa, okay? I will say grandpa, or one of your grandpas. It feels like definitely a grandpa energy. Absolutely loves you and is there for you, okay? There for you. Whenever you're ready to open up, there for you. If you're not able to open up, still there for you, okay? All right. Let's see what else. Yeah, okay, so you're even more relaxed. Wow, this is really putting some intense vibes through my third eye here. And you say, okay, and I start to see a black veil disappear. And there's, I mean, a lot of people here. And they look all different. Then there's so many people here for you. It's almost absurd that you would ever think that you had to do it all by yourself, or that this whole time you've been doing it all by yourself, because it's clear you've never been alone. It's quite clear you've never been alone. What if you wanted to believe you were alone and that life truly had abandoned you, God, the universe, the love of all, and all that was left was yourself, and maybe you needed that belief system in order to prove something. Prove this statement that you're the only person you can count on. And if you create a veil that blocks everybody out, then that is your truth, and that proves itself to be true. without realizing that you were doing it to yourself all along. So why would you be afraid of all the love that is there for you? Because it proves that you're not alone. Isn't that okay? To know that you're not alone? Do you see where this very unique pain, that a sensation of needing family that wasn't there as a human being growing up, in whatever stage of your life this has been going on through, really affected you in a way that you shut everybody out because it affected you, because it hurt you so much. You shut everybody out. Not only that, you shut out the spirit realm too. You shut them all out. You shut them up and you shut them out, okay? And that was more comfortable. It comes back to, you don't ever have to be hurt by needing help from somebody who then can't follow through. The only person you can count on then is yourself. But it feels like the teeter-totter is going in the opposite direction, because it's showing you the next pathway is that is not true. The next pathway is that truth is going to be proven different, all right, as the next experience. Are you strong enough to let love in? I mean, what does that mean to you? Okay, we're going to go back to the grandpa. Because they're kind of showing me, guides are showing me that you wouldn't know where to begin, basically. Like, you wouldn't know where to begin, and it's almost like if you saw 1,000 people that all loved you, and you saw them all standing around you, and you would feel almost like obligated to acknowledge each and every one, and it would just be too many people. It would take years to acknowledge them all in order to be polite or do the manners or the respectful thing. So we're going to start with the grandfather, okay? The grandpa. One name, one face, one person, and it's in a way he's going to represent them all because they all love you, okay? And he tells you to, in a way, let your guard down. And because you're guarding yourself from letting love in, you're hurting yourself by doing this. You're hurting yourself big time. It's like really painful for them to watch you do this when you don't have to. Like, why would you do that to yourself? You instantly say, well, why would you do that to me? If you're going to represent all these people that love me, then you represent all these people that don't. Like, you're really firm about the pain here, okay? This is good because we're talking about it now, okay? We're putting it out in the open. Oh man, you're really going off now. It's like you kind of like, what about this time or this time? I needed help. I needed help. Like, you kind of really emphasizing this. And when you look into this grandfather, you see all the family that wasn't there, all the people. It could be even friends, because friends can be identified as family too, like that wasn't there. And you're really venting it out. You're eye to eye, and you're literally expressing just black energy out your eyes because this really angered your soul. It really angered you because it wasn't right. It violates violated you, violated right and wrong, violated love, violated family, violated these very strong forms of meaning for you, okay? You start screaming, and in this scream, you actually are speaking about the pain that you went through, and you're sharing through your eyes what it looked like to be you, what it felt like, what you saw, what you went through. When you scream, you're actually speaking in your scream about this and showing the images, and it's coming out in blood as well. And you are getting so circulating so intensely into it that you're turning into a blender and you're cutting yourself up into pieces. And like, I mean, your organs are coming out your mouth and you're squishing everywhere, and it's just like you're ripping apart. And you scream at God that this is an outrage. This is not. It's like you have really strong, ingrained relationships with what genuine family stands for. Genuine love, genuine support. And when that's violated, it is so wronging of what you believe in, okay? That it rips you apart. And you actually will make vows to destroy whole worlds over this. And you get really lost in that bitter sensation in your heart, and it's like pepper comes to me. It's like too much pepper. You can't enjoy the soup. It's too peppery, or the eggs, too peppery. Like, there's too much pepper, and it's like you put this pepper into literally the environment of a whole race of beings, and you infect them with like a sickness, and they all perish. And you point at the universe, or point at God, or point at, this is what this means to me. Someone violates genuine love and family. I mean, that's literally what you're showing us here, which this is you expressing this. So let's see what comes next. You say any race that you had extinguished, no different than the grandfather that stands before you, that represents all these people that love you. No different than represents all these people who violate love. I represent all these people that have screamed and died, that I murdered myself. When I murdered them, I murdered myself. You're really standing strong here. Interesting. Okay. You're going to bring it, like, you're pulling up, you're basically raising the dead in like energy form, and you're creating a war. And you say that you can't actually heal this pain until many lives are extinguished. And you show me, I can't even understand the timeline, because it is so complex. It is so unfathomably complex. I don't know what to make of it. It's like a cabinet inside of a cabinet with really awkward secret drawers, and universes inside of a kaleidoscope twirling in different directions, contained inside of cubes and spheres and triangles and sacred geometry, and these different nodes, and like the ultimate spider web. And it's like you will trap yourself in order to trap them all, in order to just release the pain, in order to feel the pain, in order for all of this to cycle out so you can live again. Where you can return to what is your genuine truth. This is okay. So you just said all that. You showed us all this. Okay. You're not showing off or anything. Like, you literally are saying this is your truth, and there's no it is. You're not lying. This is literally your truth. All he does is just peacefully smile, and he opens his arms and he says, "Let me hug you." Oh man. You scream, and it sounds like a dinosaur from Jurassic Park or something. And you're just screaming. This is how much you refuse to let the love in. Your third eye really wants to show you this. Was it blocked, or did it see something that it needed you to see so it could be healed and brought into balance? This could change your whole life, you know? This is life-changing here. You secretly tell me that if you let yourself be hugged by your grandpa, then everything that you created in that shape, universe, kaleidoscope, etc., was basically a big crybaby, and you can't do it. Like, I already did it. I can't just undo it and say all I needed was a hug after all that. I say, yeah, you can, and you should, but that's your choice. You start puking out little bodies, to like little black human beings, basically little miniatures, like 1 or 2 inches tall. You just start upchucking them, and they're literally walking out of you like soldiers, like in this vomit. And they're just walking away like soldiers, marching away. And you're so embarrassed by yourself. And I show you the memory of where you were sort of sitting, and the magic marker. And I say that this is good that we're facing this major discomfort. You know, this grandfather energy really does kind of, he keeps wanting to look like Socrates. I feel like there's something of Socrates here. Really wanting to emanate through the grandfather energy is meaning. I mean, what you're saying are really interesting viewpoints and very strong stances about human life and truth. And so there's something of a great mind here for you too. I am moving time forward, and we're just going to see the embrace, okay? I'm supposed to return it to the grandpa, okay? Embraced by your grandpa. Just let yourself feel this hug. Let go of that spider web. Let go of that anguish. Let go of the bitterness. I'm going to tell you one more thing, okay? There's a conflict, and it has to do with, you quickly show me all the people, like the 1,000 people, and it's almost like if someone gives you love, you give them love in return. And you don't know how to give 1,000 gifts of love in return for 1,000 gifts of love given to you. And now you'll never be enough to receive because you'll never be enough to give. And you then are a failure in love itself. Wow. Okay. I'm just like, wow, I don't know what to say. Okay, Grandpa, what do you have to say about this? He smiles and just emanates a green light. And it's almost like you don't owe anybody anything, but you do owe it to yourself to receive love. And that is returning the favor, as though love is a favor that somebody gives you, and now you return the favor of love. That needs to be examined. He really wants you to receive love. You don't owe anybody anything. If anything, you owe it to yourself to let us love you. And you owe it to us to let us love you. He's really like, just let us love you. You don't owe us anything. You're fracturing and breaking and crumbling like a cookie, like a really dried up cookie that got stepped on. And there it goes, it just crumbles. And you ask for help waking up in a world where you can feel loved. You ask for help with this. Wow. This is really incredible. I'm going to see what else we've got here. There's a dragon that comes in. The dragon it wants to represent dark blue and a very deep purple at the same time. And the dragon is small and far away, but it's actually not. It's kind of a magic eye. Like the third eye, like the magic marker. It's magical. It's a magic eye dragon. Cool. You roll your eyes and you say it's not that cool. Like, what? What? What do you mean? You show me a jar and you can have any dragon you want anytime you want it. And you just pull a dragon from the jar and you throw it out there, and this one is really intensely yellow and green. And it's got lots of sharp, like razor sharp horns all throughout its body. Its scales are almost like razor sharp. It'd be very hard to touch this dragon. And then you show me this dragon devouring the dark blue and deep purple dragon. And then you start to laugh and you show me that you're a dragon. And you say that it's like a mind puzzle, like you like to mess with our minds or something. You're like messing with my mind, and I'm just like, I'm still trying to make sense of this. You actually say you're a lot happier, and it's kind of like you feel more like yourself, as though yourself kind of has a devious side. And you know, it seems like you really know how to interpret complex truths about the universe and creation and dimensions. I mean, I don't even think these words give what you're representing justice. I mean, you're like the ultimate mathematician when it comes to just the awareness of how it works, something like this, okay? And you need to feel proud of who you are as you are, because it seems to me like you do have a little bit of a darker nature, but it's incredibly balanced with something very sensitive, very genuine and generous. And you don't let yourself be the trickster or devious side. You don't, which means you're not allowing yourself to be whole. And you do say something like, it doesn't really fit with my code of ethics or something to be a bringer of pain. It's kind of what you say, to hurt people psychologically, to hurt people emotionally. And I say, just get over yourself. Be strong enough to give your grandpa a hug already. It's like you're like too cool for school, but you still can't properly hug your grandpa. And it's like, there's suddenly a lot of people appearing, pointing and laughing at you because you can do all of this, but you can't hug your grandpa. What a joke. And you actually are okay with that. You roll it off your shoulders, and it is true. You kind of say that there's truth to this, and you turn into like very handsome man. Like you're a very strong, handsome man. But what's neat is that you were echoing between a white unicorn and just a very handsome man, okay? And you give your grandpa a hug, and then he literally disappears, and all that remains is like a cloak on the ground. And you know that love is in your heart. But your grandpa says that love is all around you. All around you. Let it be all around you. Externally, in the physical reality, it is all around you. Here on earth, it is all around you. Let it be all around you. Like, hear me. Let it be all around you. Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much for this experience. I've just tongue-tied and dumbfounded here. And it's just so much to really process and think about. Interesting what happens when you do a third eye clearing. And then you're introduced to all of this, you know? This is exactly what you've needed. Thank you for opening up to us and sharing this opportunity with us so that we can learn and grow through you. So thank you. Wow. All right, everybody watching, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care.